Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am going to be talking you through, should you race normal BMX, like, race BMX 20-inch, normal 20-inch wheels, everything, or should you race a cruiser, which is actually 24-inch wheels, a taller frame and everything and different. So we're going to get right into that. So when you're first deciding what you should be racing and what you want to be racing, you want to decide if you've got both. You want to work out if you've actually got both, because if you haven't got both, then it's going to be a big step if you've only got a BMX to go and buy a cruiser, or if vice versa, if you've only got a cruiser and you want to go and buy a BMX, you're going to have to make a decision if you haven't actually got both, if you want to race both or you want to race either or, because if you haven't got both, it's quite a big step to go and buy another bike if you're not quite sure on it. So yeah, so if you do have both bikes and you have raced both of them, what do you actually enjoy racing more? Is it the BMX on the, quicker maybe, probably, on the 20-inch wheels and maybe thinner tyres, or just a different frame, longer frame, whatever? Or is it the cruiser, which had the bigger wheels, maybe easy to manual? If you haven't raced both but you do own both, what do you actually enjoy riding more? Is it the BMX or is it the cruiser? Like when you're training sessions or just going out for a session at the local track, what do you actually enjoy riding more? Because if you're gonna race a bike, you want to enjoy riding it, surely, because if you don't enjoy riding the bike to start off with, you're probably not going to enjoy racing it either, because you don't like riding the bike anyway. So yeah, you've got to decide that first and then go from there. A big factor that will come into deciding what you're racing is what event you're riding. So if you're on a national, regional, a smaller series, a club race, it depends what bike you want to ride. Because if you race nationals on your normal BMX and you're really good and you're quite good, you're getting through motos and quarters, semis, you're really good. You don't want to drop that and do cruiser or do both and risk wearing yourself out. So yeah, you've got to decide what event you're riding at, because if it was a club race, say, and if you want to start racing cruiser and seeing how it feels, that's a good start, because you're not going to lose much there because it's just a club race. So if you've actually ever been to a race day, you will know there's, between BMX and cruiser, there's two different types of people that ride these bikes, because obviously they're two different bikes and they're two different mindsets of what people want to ride, I guess. So yeah, so in the cruiser class, it's obviously, widely known that there's less riders in the cruiser class, because everyone starts with BMX, rides BMX, all the kids ride BMX. Not many ride cruiser, maybe they ride both, but not all of them. So there's obviously less people riding cruiser, so you want to take that into account. Do you like the feeling of, winning a bit more, like I did at London Series last year, because there's less people riding, less competition. So you've got less people to, beat you. With the cruiser, there's a more variety of the age group. So at most races, if you get to like a regional level of riders, of the amount of riders that are at the track, then there's always going to be a bigger age range. So most of the time, a cruiser, there might be 9 to 12-year-old cruisers and 13 and 14-year-old cruisers. They might have to put them together because there's not enough. So there's always a more variety of age. Like from my age, it was 17. It could be 17, 24, 17 plus, 17 plus, then 30 plus, or they get mixed together. It just depends what race you're at and how many people have turned up. So the amount of riders being there in this cruise group, there's obviously going to be more or less on the gate than your BMX. I'm pretty sure there's definitely going to be less on a BMX, as in a BMX, more people race it, as I said, so more people turn up to race on a BMX, so there might be a full gate of 8 on BMX, whereas only like 5 on a cruiser. So yeah, less people on the gate, you're not as squished in, maybe, it depends on the day. So I don't know this for a fact, but there could be a different, feeling in the pens as you're going out for a race. Like the people in cruiser might talk to you more, or BMX they might be more serious, or the other way around, like cruiser might be more serious and BMX might be fine. It just depends what riders you are really and what you want to have in the pens. So yeah, there might be a different feeling in the pens before the race. Some bad aspects of racing cruiser could be cruiser might be slower. You might be slower on a cruiser than a BMX, or you might be slower on a cruiser compared to everyone else on a cruiser, or you might be slower on a BMX compared to cruiser, or you might be just slower on the other bike. So you want to know what you're racing before you race it, obviously. So cruiser, depending on the rider, if you've ridden a cruiser before, you're not just going to go and rock up to a race and race straight away on a cruiser. You're gonna, unless you've got a lot of experience on a BMX and you know what cruisers feels like, it might be harder to ride on the track. You've got bigger wheels, and especially manually, I found, or jumping's alright. Manually, I found, because of the bigger wheel, you've got more wheel. It sounds a bit stupid, but you've got more wheel to manual, so you've got to get the back a bit further, or it's just a different stance on the bike. So then, vice versa on the BMX might be quicker than it. Well, it'd probably be quicker on a cruiser, depending if you come from cruiser to BMX, or you stayed with BMX and then you're thinking about cruiser. If you're quick on the BMX and you're up there in the race, I mean, you just want to ride both really, if anything, or you just want to keep to BMX. So as I said with BMX though, with the normal BMX 20-inch, there's more people that turn up to these races in BMX class, because that is the, you know, like, standard class, like the neutral class, I guess. It's BMX racing. You're gonna turn up and race a normal BMX. You're not gonna go into BMX and go, oh, what's that weird, like, you know, mountain bike kind of BMX. So BMX, there might be a bigger age range, because as I said, in cruiser there's more variety of age range because you put with more people, because there's less people in those age groups. Whereas with BMX, like I race 17 and 24, they most of the time they put elites in with us, so you still get the same points, but you've raced these elites as well. So, you know, that's a factor coming into it. So having the elites on the gate is obviously going to be more in the race. So yeah, you want to take that into account, because you rock up to a race day, seeing your pre-reg, and you've seen there's maybe 12 riders, and you're like, okay, I've got to beat 4 of them to get into the A final. Now, you might get there and then they say, oh, we've actually got this group. There's only 5 of them, so they're going to we're going to mix them together. So we've got, you know, a more full gates. We've got more full gates for these races. So as I've actually ridden cruiser, I've raced cruiser in London series. It's not, you know, not the biggest event, but I've raced it. So when you're riding cruiser, I feel like it's much more relaxed. I don't know about. I mean, racing is definitely more relaxed. The people in the pens are more, you know. It's not as serious. It feels like it might be, but it just doesn't feel like it, because it's not the main discipline that you're BMX. You're riding cruiser. I was on flats. I wasn't even on clips, and it's just different. It's more fun, I think. But you know, riding a bike's fun. So. So when you're riding cruiser in a session, it's actually, you know, you're just having a laugh around. You're going. Because if you've come from BMX, you're going to go, what can I do on a cruiser that I can do on BMX? I should be able to do everything, right? But, you know, you find other things out when you ride cruiser compared to BMX. But me making this video and telling you all my, you know, my experience with cruiser and BMX, and, you know, what all these questions you've got to talk to yourself about, but it comes down to what you actually want to ride, to be honest, because obviously it's what you're going to ride. So if you've ridden both and you know, BMX is a bit too serious for you, or cruiser is a bit too serious, or cruiser is too laid back, you think, and then BMX is too laid back, you know, you got to weigh up what you actually think, because I can tell you, you know, what kind of things you want to think about, but ultimately it's up to you and what you want to ride. So yeah, comment down below what you actually race, and if you want to race anything else, because it'd be cool to know. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Even if you don't race BMX, you should find a track and race. But if you don't race BMX, I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. If you do race BMX, make sure you comment down below, like I said, and tell me what you race, because that'd be pretty cool. And then if you like the video, click the like button if you race BMX or not. And if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because there's more videos like this. We actually go outside once. I mean, this is quite inside video, but we actually do ride bikes on this channel. You want to, you know, check out some of my other videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Of the league, I got many enemies. I do this independent so I can buy a bigger pendant. Watch my pendant when I invent, I turn words into cash flow. I'm the leader of the pack, call me Castro. Been wishing for a 6 with a dice roll. Took so many risks for this life, yo. Not all of them paid off, but I'm still here. No days off till my kid's a millionaire. Yeah, I roll the dice, see where life takes me.